And I thought the perfect topic to talk about today would be like trauma and PTSD. That's something I've experienced, throughout my life and childhood, and a lot of stuff I pushed down and didn't deal with. So like here I am now in my 30s, like trying to deal with and heal this stuff for good. Because you can't just keep pushing it down. Because then I noticed like mental health episodes will happen at least once or twice a year. It tends to happen in the fall time. And I put it together. The trauma that happened to me when I was 15 happened in the fall time. So I'm wondering if that correlates. Is that why my body tries to go through these mental health episodes every year, during the fall? Because as a kid, I remember being happy in the fall time, excited for Halloween, excited for haunted hay rides. And ever since that thing happened, it just seems like I haven't enjoyed fall. And I should, because my birthday's in the fall. My birthday's October 5th. So that's why I've done therapy a lot throughout the years, but I've never done trauma therapy. And I think that's what I need. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now. And so just taking all the steps I need to heal. My job's been really supportive, so I'm really grateful for that. They even sent me edible arrangements on my birthday. But anyway, let's stop with the updates. Let's get into the episode. Just wanted to catch up with you guys, why I haven't posted in a few weeks. I've just been really trying to work on myself. But yeah, now I'm ready to get back to it. So let's talk about it. Trauma and PTSD. Guys, trauma is something, when you experience, it can live in your body for years. I know the trauma that happened to me when I was 15 has lived in my body for years. It's affected my relationship in ways. It's affected a lot of things, and that's probably because I held on to it for so long, and I've talked about it in therapy, but I don't think I fully dealt with it. So trauma can live in the body for years, and all it could take is one thing to happen to resurface that trauma or make you feel like you're living it again, and it can be really scary when you're going through that. That's what I experienced recently, PTSD, and that's why you got to take all the necessary steps to heal. And I'm a huge believer on therapy, trauma therapy. Do what you have to do to heal yourself. Don't keep trying to hold it in and deal with it on your own. There's nothing wrong with getting into therapy. PTSD can be just something traumatic you went through, and you could be fine for a while, and then all of a sudden one day it just hits you, you're having nightmares. That's what I experienced. Nightmares, you're remembering it, you feel like you're reliving it, and it's scary when that happens. That's what happened to me recently. I felt like I was reliving what happened to me when I was 15. I felt like a lost, scared child, that. I felt like that 15-year-old girl again, just scared, and it feels like you're a child in an adult's body. That's what it feels like. And so that's when I know, I'm okay, I have to continue healing my inner child. I have to forgive her and love her and nurture her for the mistakes she made, because I let a lot of people use me, especially men, for sex all throughout high school, because I just wanted attention, and I had to forgive myself now for letting that happen and know that I'm not that person anymore. I was a child. I didn't know what I was doing. I just made a lot of mistakes just because I wanted attention or wanted a boyfriend. And it's okay, because I'm not that person anymore. I need to forgive her. She was a little girl, and she just wanted attention and to be held, and she just gave that attention to the wrong people. So that's what I'm trying to work on now, is forgiving that 15-year-old girl and giving her love, instead of telling her, saying she's stupid, or she should have known better. I was a kid, and how would I look at another 15-year-old girl that happened to? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to work on now, because I can be really, really hard on myself, and we're definitely our own worst critics. We can punish ourselves for the same mistake for years, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. I'm trying to, shadow work books are great. My best friend Vanessa got me one, and I started doing it, but I didn't finish it. So I want to get back into that, and just do whatever steps it takes to heal my childlike self, because I don't want these episodes to happen anymore. And yeah, so maybe just to use an example, and this is really hard for me to talk about, but I want to share with you guys what I went through. And maybe hope that my testimony can help another girl who maybe experienced something like this. I'll tell you guys what happened recently. So when I was 15, so I'm 32 now, there was a guy in my high school, and I was really attracted to him, and I wanted attention. And I heard that he was into girls that were thicker, because it was hard to get a boyfriend. Guys were kind of mean, oh, you're fat, stuff like that. And I kind of kept trying to talk to him, And then one day he finally wanted to hang out, and I thought we were just gonna like hang out, maybe kiss a little bit, get to know each other, talk. Didn't know that he was gonna want to have sex, and I was only 15 years old, and it was a really traumatic experience for me. Like, I go to meet up with him in the apartments he lived in, and this is hard to talk about, but like, I don't care. I'm allowed to share my testimony, so I'm not going to say any names, his name. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just talking about what I experienced and what I went through as a child, because you're a child at 15. You're still a child. So I'm thinking we're going to go hang at his house. He takes me to a laundromat and basically says, like, are you ready? And I'm like, ready for what? And he wanted to have sex. And like, he was texting me about it a little bit, but that's what he wanted to do. And I didn't really want to. I was scared and terrified. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I wanted, I'm a huge people pleaser. Like, that's what he wants. So, okay, I'll just do it. Nobody's ever, that's how I looked at it as that 15-year-old girl. Like, oh, nobody's going to ever want me anyway. And not to give too much information, but as soon as it happened, I just automatically felt this horrible pain, and there was just blood everywhere. And instantly, I'm like, stop, I'm freaking out. So like, I couldn't fully call it rape. I would say it was more like being taken advantage of, but like, I said yes, I agreed to do it, even though I didn't want to. So like, I would never say rape on somebody's name if, that's not what it was. But I didn't really want to do it. I just gave in to what he wanted. Like, that's the best way I can explain it. And instantly he's just like, oh, I don't know what to do, whatever. He goes back to his house and brings me a sock, and then tells me he has to leave because his friends are waiting for him. So leaves me there by myself. My phone's dying. I was supposed to be grounded at the time because I had a house party, so I wasn't even supposed to be out. I was at a friend's house doing a project. I lied and told my dad I was doing a project, and I went to her house first, and then she had to leave, and I was supposed to call my dad and go home, but instead I went to go meet up with him. And my phone's dying, so I'm walking around literally traumatizing, like literally bleeding to death. Little did I know. And I went to my friend's house that lived in that apartment complex. They're not home. They're not answering the door. Finally, he comes back around with his friends, and they end up letting me use the phone to call my dad. But they were also like really pushy about it. Like, oh, show us your boobs. That's the only way you can use the phone. And I was refusing. Like, you're over here pressuring me to show boobs. Little do you know, I'm going through a traumatic experience right now. I need to get to the hospital. Like, give me the phone and let me call my dad and go home. So I call my dad, and whatever, it was a really traumatic thing, but I had to go to the hospital, found out he ripped me open from 3 different places, and I had to get surgery. And he wasn't nice about it. I remember telling him that happened, and instantly he's just like, oh. And he bragged about it. And anyway, the whole school found out. So imagine it being your freshman year, you're 15, everybody knew, people were coming up to me, people were like scared to have sex, like, oh, is that going to happen to me? I'm just like, how did this whole school find out? And then I find out that he's like bragging about it to friends, like, oh, he has a big you-know-what, so he put somebody in the hospital. Like, first of all, that's horrible. I could have died. Like, they told me in the hospital, like, I was ripped open from 3 different places, and that I was scared to tell my parents. How do you tell your parents that? I was going to just go to bed, put on a pad, and hope it stopped. They said you would have bled to death. So for people to like joke about that, and then years after it happened, like people that I thought was my friends put me in like this was in my 20s, because this happened when I was 15. It was in my 20s, and they put me in a group chat with him on Facebook, and they're literally joking about it. Like, did this really happen? Like, this is not a joke. This is a traumatic thing I went through, and you guys are really messed up to joke about something like that happened to a 15-year-old girl. But people can just be really shitty, and that's what I realized. And sometimes you think people are your friends, and then you realize they're not, and that's okay. Like, I don't hold any anger in my heart, but it really had me messed up for years. He wasn't a good person. 2 weeks after, maybe like a few days after I just had surgery, he was already trying to have sex with me again. Like, I'm literally healing. Like, are you kidding me? And that happened when I was 15, and stupid me, I ended up still talking to him after that, and eventually ended up having sex with him again. And he just used me. He would use me for sex, go date other women in our high school, and just like use me as this like side piece. And I really liked him. It's crazy that I did, because he was mentally abusive. He was not good to me. He ended up getting me pregnant at 18. First thing he said was, get an abortion. And after that, I didn't believe in abortion, but like, I was 18 in high school. He was a terrible person. I was getting to the point where I was like after the abortion happened, I was like, I need to cut this guy off. Like, he is toxic and not good. He's not treated me right. And finally, like at the age of 18, like after that all happened, I like blocked him and cut him off for good. But I just think of all the things he said, the disgusting things, the mental abuse I dealt with for years. And I just can't believe I allowed all that. Like, that's why I was so mad at my younger self. Like, how could you allow somebody to treat you like that? How could you allow somebody as horrible as that to take your innocence from you? But like, again, I was a kid and I know better now. And I would never let anybody use or hurt me like that again. But that's something I went through. And recently, his face was all over Facebook, and found out that he was arrested for raping this woman that he was dating. And it's been a lot since that happened, because his face is all over Facebook and there's videos, and then like people are messaging me, asking me to write a character statement. I don't even know if I should be talking about any of that, but it's just a lot. And it kind of brought back like the trauma. Like, I felt like I was reliving it all over again, and had like a severe mental health episode. I think it was just too much, like seeing his face everywhere. I was starting to remember disgusting things he said, and it was just a lot. But I had already said, I've done a lot of like therapy and stuff, and like talked to a lot of pastors and stuff, and I'd already said out loud that I forgive him. So I don't have any hate towards him. I think he just has his own demons he's battling, but I know, like, besides me, there is a lot of other women that he took advantage of, and other people that have spoke up from my high school. So no offense, like, he's kind of been a predator for a long time. He's in jail now. I don't know what's going to happen. But it's just a lot to like process all of it, and it was scary to feel like I was reliving that trauma again. But like I said, that's why I'm in therapy, trauma therapy. I'm doing what I need to do to heal from that, because I do not want to let what happened or him have power over me any longer. And I'm sorry to the other women that he put through things. I know he took advantage of a lot of girls that were on drugs, and would give them rides like for exchange for sex. Like, I've heard all kinds of crazy things about him. So like, I just look at it as like, this is God, like taking care of him, because he had no remorse for any of the things he did, and he still continued to do it. How many times did you think you're going to get away with doing stuff like this, and that you're not going to get locked up or something? Like, no, you need to get into therapy and heal whatever demons you have in you. That's how I look at it. Like, I'm not even mad at him. He's got some demons in him that he's got to release. That's the best way I can explain it. But it was hard to talk about this. I'm sure I'm going to overthink posting it, because it's something I wanted to like share about for a while, but like, it's hard to talk about. And then if my high school look and people have opinions on it, but you know what? I don't give a shit, because I'm sharing my testimony. Sorry for cursing, by the way. I'm sharing my testimony, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I hope it helps another girl out there who's, been through something like that, because it's not easy. And I just want you to know you're not alone. Reach out anytime. I'm here to help whoever I can. And just know, like, you can heal from it. And that's what I'm trying to do now. But yeah, I had to deactivate my Facebook for a little bit, because it was just too much. And God, it's in God's hands now, what happens to him. So just any girl that's went through any kind of sexual trauma or things, like, just know you're not alone. You can reach out to me anytime. I'm here to help whoever I can. And whatever. There's so many different layers of things that could be a trauma. It's so much more than just that, than like sexual trauma or PTSD, like people who were in the war. Like, there's so many different things, and it's like, sometimes we don't even realize like that it was a trauma. But if you find yourself dreaming about it or thinking about it a lot, or it's affecting your mental health, like, definitely get into therapy, do whatever you need to do to heal. And just know you're not alone. Support groups are great to get into. Talking to another person who's been through similar things, that's what really helps me, is like talking about it and talking to people and finding a way to push through it and work through it. So please just don't because I try to do that. Like, that's what I was trying to do at first when all this trauma resurfaced. I was trying really hard to isolate. I had friends blowing me up. Like, I have so many people that care about me and love me, but like, I wanted to isolate. I didn't want to deal with any of it, but I have to. So now I'm putting in the work. Can't just lay in bed crying depressed. Like, you have to live life still. So that's what I'm doing right now. And yeah, anyway, we're getting kind of over on this episode, but hopefully I don't overthink about posting this, because again, I don't want it to like cause any type of drama or things. I don't like drama, but like, I'm just sharing about something I went through, and I think it's okay for me to be able to do that. So yeah, thank you for all my supporters and everybody that listens, and I'm going to do my best now that I'm in therapy and doing the work to stay on track with my weekly episodes. So I will